This is where it all goes down.
Holding it down.
This is the Barbershop.
Welcome to the Barbershop again. Those three men are Ron T right here, Toby and Hashim the Machine. It was good, men. Yeah, I've gone from being boys to men now. Yeah. Boys to men. Hey.
And we're still singing.
Yeah, you and Toby guys can sing. I don't do a lot of singing. Yeah.
And the funny thing is, you're actually the rapper. So you and Toby will like. So why are you denying your call?
We have a complete band. We have a rapper. We have a singer. We have a dancer.
What
are we waiting for? I mean, watch out for our hit track coming out very soon.
Titled Bald Cuts.
Yeah. And we'll be featuring a lot of people, obviously.
You know that.
So yeah, welcome to the Barbershop live on Lead Radio 106.3 with the three barbers. Monty, of course, you heard his voice already. Of course, myself, Toby, as well, and of course, Hashim the Machine. Yes, the third barber also here in the building tonight. And as always, the show is going to be another exciting one, and you can be a part of it from this very moment. Yes, on Twitter we're at Lead Radio 106.3. We'll have the question of the day flying in a moment. Also on Facebook, facebook.com/Lead Radio 106.3. And yes, you can of course like our page on Instagram and follow us. Yes, like our pages. Instagram, it's at Lead Radio 106.3 as well. And yes, if you miss out on the show, or if you miss a part of the show, or if you know someone who's missed a part of the show, you can tell them to check out Lofty Radio TV on YouTube for videos. Of course, from the very first edition up until today, we'll have everything live on Lofty Radio TV, and of course on leadradio1063.com as well. You can listen live wherever it is that you are listening, wherever it is that you are. Yes, more or less. But of course, getting into the show today, Hashim, please remind them what the show is all about.
I mean, by now you should already know what we do on the Barbershop. We start the show with the fresh cuts, what's new, what's fresh. And what we found out, it could be anything. It could be some new dish that I tasted, and I'm like, hey guys, you need to try this, or that you tasted and you'd like us to try. Get on our social media and send us a message, hashtag Barbershop. Then we do the main gist and round it all up with the bald cuts. Bald cuts, as the name implies, anybody who's deserving of a cut. Bald cuts. Who has offended you, who is offending you, who probably will offend you. Thank you. Then just send their names over and we'll do the honors. Three men. Our hands are stable.
So of course we're going on a quick break, yes, and on the flip side will be time for fresh cuts on the Barbershop today. Hang around, stick around, it's still the Barbershop with the three barbers, Monty, Hashim and Toby. We'll be right back.
Fresh cuts on the Barbershop.
Welcome to Barbershop again, but then we're still in the shop. Well, we're going to get straight into the fresh cuts right now. Everything that is fresh this week. Yeah, it's just Thursday, and something that you guys might have missed is right here on the Barbershop. So let's quickly get into it. Hey, what's fresh, guys? What's fresh for you? I mean, three guys, we always have different fresh things, right?
Yeah, fresh. I had pepper soup for the first time in maybe about a year now. I'm telling you. Wait, it's like 6 months. Yeah, like 6 months now.
Okay, like some different kind of pepper soup, or just
this
general?
The regular. No, different type. It's the regular catfish pepper soup, but
okay.
There was something different about it. And I said, I need to bring it down and announce, and something else. I also need a fresh cut myself because my hair, if not for the face cap.
Tell me about it, man.
Yeah, so I was going to talk about Toby, but then
I decided to talk about it first. Yeah, I knew you were going to do it. I beat you to it. Hairline's really showing right now. But it's all good. No one is complaining yet. Yeah, I should get a cut myself. Yeah.
Okay, so
that's my fresh cut. I mean, food for me now. I'm getting a new relationship, or trying to improve the relationship I have with food. So I'll be tasting different things and bringing them to the table or to the shop to just you guys about my experience.
Okay, so you just be the food guy on the show. So any food questions that you guys have,
throw it at me.
Throw them at the machine. He'll grind them for you. Alright, man. Okay, next the
grind.
He'll grind the food.
Okay, grind the food.
People asking the question.
Well. Let's stick with the food first.
Let's stick with the food first, of course. Well, Fresh Cut for Runty has to be, of course, Wale's album. I haven't had the chance to feel the whole album, just a few singles out of it. Yeah, we came out on 28th of April, so yeah, he has had time to do quite well. Album is called Shine. Still here. Yeah, what
he released it before the supposed release date, right? Because I was seeing something, I want to be sure. I saw
about May, right?
Yeah, about May.
Yeah,
and I think it was even a tweet. Someone asked a question about the guy who wrote to me. I just know that there are 5 Nigerian artists on the track on the album.
There's Olamide, there's Davido, there's Olamide and Davido on the same track. Then there's some track with Whiskey as well. Whiskey. Rotimi is on the album.
He is. He's on. Wale tweeted it. That's when I saw it. He was like, "This is the 5th Nigerian artist on the track," but Wale's name, Rotimi's name was not on. So his name was, it wasn't mentioned on the.
I was just checking the track list now, and
his name is not there. Yeah,
so he didn't get any credits from them.
Yeah, he didn't get.
He got credits on Twitter. You saw it on.
I saw it on Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. He just didn't get publishing. He just didn't get publishing.
Probably.
Yeah.
So
that's fresh. Well, for me, of course, Bank It Over Here. And I mean, strangely, we're not talking about the head today. He did propose to Adesua, Itomi, and the actress. Yes, I mean both of them, the lead cast in
Wedding Party.
Wedding Party. Yes, I mean a movie that, of course, broke so many records.
It's like a sequel to Wedding Party.
Yeah, sequel. Yeah, and of course another build up to
another wedding party
of the movie. So yeah, big good one for Bank It Up. I mean, this is one some people saw coming. Apparently, not me though. But some people saw this one coming, and apparently from when they saw them at the wedding party, they thought
they felt there was some chemistry.
Do you think they saw it coming? I think people just had it. Oh, they look good together, and because of the promo for wedding party, the wedding, and you know when Mai is behind the cast or the dressing, the appearance of whatever, he tries his best to put the most word out there. So I'm sure that's part of the reasons why people just felt they saw it. They didn't see anything coming.
I think why they might have seen it was I think both of them had been cool for a while. I think that they'd been cool for a while. I think he said he had met her, a while ago. And even though it had just been high, it was going on, it was happening. But then they'd been cool, so I mean they could bring that chemistry on screen, and that's probably what everybody saw.
Does this sound like Kanye's story? Kanye and Kim, right? Yeah, because Kanye.
It sounds like many stories.
At least I can relate with Kanye's. Like he saw her at the time he was with Amber, and then
almost like Brad Pitt's Brad Pitt and Angelina's story. Yeah, he was with Jennifer, and
saw her.
They were cool. It just went down.
Mr. Smith.
But then, Banky was baby boying all over the place, right? Yeah, there was no serious attachment for Banky W. So yeah. Anyway, Fresh Cut, we're happy for them. The hashtag Banky Susu.
Yeah, like the
I have to feel bad for Adekunle Gold as well.
Yeah.
Feel very bad.
He was still trying to gather 50,000 retweets.
Well, he actually got 50,000 retweets.
No, he got less than 25,000.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
and then he tweeted yesterday while he was tweeting his congratulatory message. He did go on to say, I couldn't even reach 25,000. Let me go and delete the post. And I'm like, good on you, son.
He'll probably do Friend Zone Part 2.
Or just fall back to at least he has a Shade.
Exactly. But then people were now, probably suggesting that you and Simi might, just hook up at the end of the day. I don't know where that
so
came
much has
from.
been said about
okay. I was thinking, where did that come from?
I think it won't even be an all moment for us. Like, we've been waiting for this. Finally.
I think so. I doubt it will be an all moment.
It won't be an all moment. Like Simi and Adekunle, they'll just be like, we've been waiting for it. Okay, now you're done it, man. Fowles and Simi on the other hand, even though we know that,
that's the one I would have been like, okay, no, that's not an all moment. Okay,
no, that would be the all moment.
Waiting for. Oh, really?
I think that there has been more of Simi and Fowles on the music.
Off the music and Simi off the road. We just hope they are keeping it
100.
Absolutely. And one more thing, what's fresh again?
Well, that's basically all that's fresh for me.
Who has dropped a new song? What's fresh is Lil Cash is no longer fresh with the music. I just need to say this, and this is not Ball Cut's material or anything because he hasn't done anything yet. But I'm thinking about Lil Kesh, and Toby and I, we saw him the other day on TV, and it just crossed our mind. We just talked about it. What's happening with Lil Kesh?
What's going on?
Yeah, like
Since he's gone on to launch his own
Yagi. And even the album itself, didn't do quite well. Wasn't very impressive. You had expected more from Kesh.
Exactly.
all the work that he had been doing when he was on YBNL. So yeah. Well, let's just hope another album. Probably not. Maybe not this year.
Like 5 years from now.
No, it can't be that bad. It can't be that bad.
Wizkid is doing 12 years now. Wizkid is doing 12 years, and we're cool. So if he can work on, if he can do something, if he can afford to, yeah. So that's fresh cuts for us or from us. If you have anything that you'd like to share with us, please feel free. Jump on our Twitter, jump on our Facebook, facebook.com/LeadRadio1063. Twitter @LeadRadio1063. We have our handles, so if you want to direct a question to somebody in particular,
slide into the DMs.
Yeah, I was going to say that, especially now that the DMs are hot, thanks to Banky W sliding into
Is your head the same as
Banky? You already told us that it goes down in the DMs.
There's a similarity to people who can see the similarity.
What similarity?
They are not Banky.
His head and Banky's head, there's similarity. He's just not bald yet, so
just not bald yet.
Me, my DMs have been popping all the time. The DMs be popping. So yeah, you can bring in more heat at Family.
So you heard it, boys. Let the DMs keep coming in. But of course, we're getting back to the music, and when we come back, of course, we'll be getting into the main topic. And today we're talking something very interesting. It has to do with we could call this one gender war, maybe. Of course, we'll be talking double standards in the gender context now. And something happened. We saw a video on Sunday. It was T-Boss. She said some things. We'll dissect all of that after this music break. The Barbershop returns. Don't go nowhere. The Barbers will be right back.
Lead Radio, your lifestyle radio.
Welcome back to the Barbershop. If you're just joining the party, you are very welcome. If you've been with us since we started, we like to say welcome back. And we're done with the fresh cuts for the day. Remember the names: Ron T, Toby, and Hashim were the barbers in the building. Moving on swiftly from the fresh cuts to our main gist today. This one affects everybody. So, sometimes it affects some people when we talk about things. But today's topic affects everybody because, we just, let you have it, and then you can decide for yourself where you stand by the time we're done with the conversation today.
So it's something that's been ignored for a while as well. But yes, the genesis of this Sunday, I think it was on a show on TV with Ebuka, and it was T-Boss giving an interview. Big Brother Nigeria, giving us lots to talk about on the show,
even after the show.
Even after the show itself. And yes, she did make a few comments. Obviously she was first asked questions about what happened with Kemen that led to his disqualification from the show and all that stuff. And then she went on and on, not going into all of that. But at some point in that interview, she did mention that she would slap Kemen if she had the chance, and that just drew some reaction. Funny thing is, the primary reaction to that was people just laughed it away and didn't make too much of it. But then someone raised the point and talked about how if it was the other way around, and if it was a guy who had said something like that, he would have been blown out of proportion, way out of proportion. Which brings us to the topic today: double standards in the gender context. Now, there's so many things we can talk about, that have been excused over time with females, pertaining to males, and that's why we decided to spend some time to talk about it on the show today. So, guys. T-Boss, people reacted because she said she won't slap Kemen if she had the chance. People, do you think they're overreacting, or do you think it really should be talked about?
Yeah, it really should, because when we were talking, I was thinking about it, and I also thought about it, and I think about it every time issues like this come up. We're talking about equality, and now this is not even a thing about or just on the feminine side, let them be equality. Basically, let all humans, be equal. Let there be equality, which is also similar to humanity as well.
Yeah.
It's just the same thing. It's synonymous to humanity. When we're talking about equality. So, and now this is why it is double standards, definitely. So don't let's have that. Okay, when it's a girl, when it's a guy, when it's a guy that is in a particular situation that seems that okay, he needs to really get it, the guy gets it. But when we see the girl in the same situation, and we find out that okay, something has gone amiss here, okay, she really needs to get it. Nobody says anything. We let it slide.
I mean, for as long as the word equality and feminism have been trending on Twitter, or have been a trending topic on Twitter, we have always seen the guys be the victim. Now, they like to paint the women as the victim, but the guys usually end up being the victim. For example, there was a time where there's a story that was going, making the rounds. A woman killed her husband, stabbed him in his sleep, or something, very sorry story like that. Maybe for one day it was a topic. The next day everybody had moved on, and then there was the other story about the guy who killed his wife, and for weeks different societies,
so many NGOs started springing up.
Well,
just off
of that, and they're bringing it, to this T-Boss's comment. Like you mentioned, it should be flogged, reflogged, because every time women say or pass snide remarks or snide comments, they just people brush it off. Oh, it's a lady. You see, what's that?
But then, when you think about it, what's really the reason for it? Because something else also happened on Twitter, and some guy raised his voice and was like, okay, after Anthony Joshua had won that title, the pictures, his pictures were all over the place, bare chested and looking really nice, and all the ladies were. But there was a particular girl, who made the statement. I was like, that she would like to know how he is in bed, and that. Now, some guy, he just struck some guy. I'm sure a lot of people didn't say anything, but when he struck some guy, he was like, do you know if, just like when Serena, had just probably won the Wimbledon or something, and she posted a picture of herself, probably looking all sexy, and the guy had made, a similar statement. Do you get what I'm saying? And, she actually used the F word. To know how it is to be with him like that, and the guy has made that same statement about Serena Williams. Definitely, I think there's no. It will have come down, and it will have come down. I think that how is this about that? You get how are you relating him? And really, how is Anthony Joshua winning something and you just posing for a picture about how does it become about sex? But nobody said anything.
I mean, this is even coming at a time. Sorry, Martin, but this is even at the time when some people even immediately just take offense when you describe a lady as sexy. Why not beautiful? Why not? That already make you make it seem like
you're judging her,
objectifying, and stuff. So I mean, but then it's not the same. It doesn't apply when it's the other way around, and that is a big problem that I think is being ignored, but should be dealt with. I think it should be dealt with.
And I was like, what do you guys think is the reason for this double standards? I mean, it can't be because there are more women than it can't be numbers.
I mean, okay, let me. I'm thinking of something, and this is maybe not a reason for double standards. I mentioned it before when I was still shooting the 1 minute show on YouTube, and I'm thinking, if we look at T-Boss's issue, can we say she spoke? Yes, she spoke out of line. First of all, you're on international TV, because now every form or every outlet is international, as long as someone has a smartphone or a laptop and can get online, it's there. So it's content that that can be gotten by your grandchildren, even and you say something like that, but it was coming from somewhere. Will we say she should get a pass because of the incident that happened in the house? Going back to the same thing, let's go back to the house for a minute before come out of the house. In the house, people said, because I didn't watch the whole show, that something of that sort happened between a lady who was
that was Debbie Rice,
and nobody mentioned anything about it. Then it happened. We're not supporting him or saying but we're saying if you're going to, you won't rob Peter to pay Paul. If you are steal from both of them. Exactly. If you are share equally to both of them, so that both parties know what they are receiving. And then you say that whatever he did was bad, to the point where if you see him and you had the chance, you will slap him. First, in the world we live in today, it is wrong to even say a thing like that. Secondly, it is wrong to say a thing like that on in the media. National. You don't do that. So will we say maybe she gets not a pass now because we're all going at it for what it is that she said, but for the precedent that was set in the house, can we say okay, let's not flog her too much?
That's off the backdrop of
yes. Yeah. Let's not flog her too much because he did something wrong. But please, while you are saying, oh yeah, what you said, Hashim, remember I also mentioned Debbie Rice did something and Toby supported that something similar because I didn't watch, but I heard it. And then the lady on Twitter came and was trying to say, oh, in case you missed the Kemen gist, this is how serious it is. And she analyzed many things. And the guy just went there and said, please, with all these things you've mentioned, explain your points in relation to Debbie Rice and Bassi. There was no tweet follow.
It could probably just be, I'm just trying to rationalize it. It could probably just be that, women are speaking out for women. You get, there are more women that are actually speaking out for themselves. You get, when they feel that okay, some other woman has been slighted or a group of women have slighted, women come out as one voice and they speak out. But then probably there's no man speaking out. You get. Probably men just feel that kind of thing is probably petty. We come out and we make a lot of noise about it. But there's that factor of women come out and they speak for women, they speak in support of women whenever they are found in that kind of situation. Or when a man is found in that kind of situation, all the guys just do well, these guys, and nobody talks. Then they expect that the women too should also talk. I'm not holding praise for the women. I'm just saying that might probably. But
isn't that foolhardy? Isn't that counterproductive? Because we know for a fact that women are women's main issue. Let me not say problem, because women will come out to still blast women. Of
course, there are still women that will speak against
and you now come back and you say, let's go back a little bit to the election, America's election, Hillary Clinton. People said she didn't get there because of the women, that women were not supporting women. So it's funny, that's what I'm saying. Isn't this funny that when issues like these come up, you are quick to come and shout, say no to domestic violence, say speak this one. But when the women really need your support, you are not there to really give them the support that they need.
Thanks for raising the issue of domestic violence, because the funny thing is, which worries me a lot, is that these days when you even mention domestic violence, naturally a lot of people just believe it's the man,
one directional.
It's one directional. But so many men suffering domestic abuse, suffering from domestic violence, and it seems like because of the way society has decided to deal with issues like that, men are not even proud to come out to talk about being abused domestically. And it could be a big problem.
I remember when Freeze posted on Instagram that he said he was domestically abused. He posted pictures, his story. People still came out and said it's a lie, it's the one, while hearing the fib, this story is not original. Like there were pictures to prove. Nobody was there to see what really happened. But if a woman posted pictures, why would you even talk? In fact, alleged eyewitness posted a picture of Mercy Aigbe's face recently, so like 4 or 5 days ago. They are still talking about how her husband is a woman beater. So this is similar stories, and the pictures that Freeze even posted were even more vivid, so to say. Hers was her face with her face on makeup and her face looking like something happened to her, and that was it. And then there was a story beside, and everybody's talking about how men are this and men are scum. Back to the same old, men are scum, men are this.
I mean, that alone is. I mean, you shouldn't even be allowed to say stuff like that.
So yes, I was going to come to that about that exactly about domestic violence. Being just assumed that is one directional. Just from the man to the woman the receiver. And also, if we are talking about equality, and also, I started talking about speaking, who is speaking for who.
Yeah.
I mean, the women should not be speaking for only women. You find a man who is abused, he's been physically abused by his wife, or who has even been sexually abused, probably by some other man, or even raped by a woman.
Women.
You get. So the women too can also speak for women. Sorry, for men. If we are talking, if really what they want, is that equality. You should also speak for when you find out there's an injustice that has been, carried out on a man. You should also speak for him, not just that. Don't expect that he's meant to, should speak for him. You understand? As in, let it be balanced. If it's really equality that we're after.
There was a video that came up, and I mean, you see loads of things on Twitter, and you get to wonder, in this world that we are living in, this was a young lad was being raped by 3 women. This video was trending late last year.
I think I heard about that, yeah.
And you can only imagine the comments. Yeah, there were the 1, 2, 3 women who came and said, "Oh, this doesn't look right. Something doesn't look right here." But majority of the comments were, "Are you telling me he was enjoying? He was not enjoying?" How do you say such a thing? And with the same lips, you come and lambast a comedian, so to say, for allegedly cracking a female joke, and you don't. It's not. There's no equality in the sense. Where that's the height of hypocrisy, if we can say that. And you're not pushing any cause forward. You are taking us backwards, in fact, because you're just trying to uplift one sex higher above the other.
And and so that we don't come across, as being misogynist or something, or not liking women. That's not what we're talking about. If you're listening, and we're talking that let's have balanced views. Let's have equalities in speaking out against injustices. Don't just speak against the injustice when when it is against the woman. Also, when you find out that there's a man who has suffered some form of injustice or the other, so that there will really be equality, you should also speak out for the man as well. Just like the case of even though that wasn't some form of injustice, the case of the guy that the woman that was objectifying somebody should have called her out that you shouldn't do this. In public, you could probably fantasize. Nobody says, keep your fantasies here, but don't make, because definitely nobody is going to take it if a man does that. About some star female athlete.
And I mean, if it was a woman who came at her, this story would have been fantastic.
I mean, there's so many things we talk about these days. So many things you find on blogs and on social media generally, and you even find female movements talk about domestic violence, obviously from the woman's perspective. And then talk about how maybe somehow men somehow seem to take advantage of women and just generally take them for granted and think, okay, they are the lower class, or they deserve less than the women deserve. There's been that fight going on for a while right now, but somehow I tend to disagree. I feel like if you're a woman and you've worked and you've worked for whatever it is that you have, you'll probably get the right reward. I mean, we have women running things right now everywhere across the world, and this is not even a problem that's peculiar to Nigeria alone. I think everywhere naturally there's that. I know some states in Europe also have started talking about having women, female members, in parliament and stuff like that. So it's a problem that's been around for a very long time, but the men are being ignored. And I think it comes down to, I'm not trying to trivialize this topic now, but it comes down to things like how 2 women can hug each other. Have you tried holding them in public?
I mean, we don't.
Or holding hands. But what's wrong with that?
Maybe 10 years ago, nothing would have been wrong with that. Maybe 10, 11 years ago, nothing would have been fine. Our minds were the way they were. It's just like movies some 15 years ago. Our minds have developed to that level. But now we have better quality. So now we also have better means or better sense of judgment. So now I cannot just Rosie Miguel, and just give me what kind of
be judged
instantly sport, and you're smiling one kind of smile like nobody understands. But,
I mean, when from that angle, when the woman hugs a woman, there's actually it's not sexualized, but there's some kind of sexuality that comes into it. It's very, very sexualized when a guy hugs another guy. So yes, there's that. But then of course that can be the main thrust of why we're having many of all these issues of why there's some imbalance in the sexes and opportunities that they have as well.
But if we look at it in the offices, we can look at it from different angles. We mentioned domestic violence, then the issue of office, what's the grammar? Sexual harassment in the office. You do not tell a lady you're looking beautiful anymore. You don't tell a lady, oh, you look mighty cute today. Oh, you look good. It is now seen as sexual harassment. Once you're reported, your case has been taken up. But if a lady sees the guy, the same thing, someone said, oh, you don't think guys who wear tight pants, for example, and they are all looking, you cannot, if a lady says something, we can call it nasty now because in comparison, but ordinarily would have just
seems like
normal stuff. Everybody will be like, it's true, not bad, like what she said on Twitter. Then if a guy said the same thing to a lady who wore tight skirt, oh wow, or just exclaimed, if she heard she has been objectified. What about men being objectified in the office? Who says men that were? Who says we want to be told that? Wow, I like the way you're.
They just feel that a man can take it and
But that's even judgment. That's judging a book by its. You've not even opened the first page of the book, because not every guy will just take things at face value. The same way guys have felt, this is nothing like they're subduing us. Let's also rise up. The emancipation of the man folk. Now let's also rise up. Let's also speak for ourselves. Guys are now beginning to find something wrong with almost everything, and you find those guys. There are those guys who will find, they are the ones that will point out, how do you say such a thing about a guy that just won? Is that we're talking about his award, 19 fights, 19 knockouts. You are coming here to say sexualizing him.
But then also, there's another little problem that might have now from the guy's angle, which I'm sure, of course, a lot of ladies have pointed out that, I mean, when something happens to a woman and all the women, they raise their voices against it, in support of that woman. So why must the men also come out and say, oh, if this had happened to a man, yes? Why must there always be that? Why must there always be that juxtaposition of scenarios that, okay, what if this had happened to me? That why is the man always coming out to play the victim when he is not even the victim? Why is he painting a scenario? Do you get what I'm saying? That why if this had happened, just like this particular Serena thing, it did not happen. So don't say how the outcome happened. So I think sometimes in a lot of situations, men too are jumping into that victimhood. What if you?
But I can say, let me defend the guy.
Yeah, that's my point. I'm sorry. In your defense, I defend as a matter of fact. That's what we're talking about.
Exactly.
Now we're saying the men are quick to play the victim card. It's the same way. The women are quick to play the victim card, but no one is knocking them for that.
But they have had actual situations. They've had actual situations. So that there's the justification in playing that victim card. Now, in that actual situation that they are playing that victim card, the man also comes and juxtaposes his own scenario, which hasn't even happened. What if this has happened? I really, a lot of men are doing that, which is quite pathetic.
We can understand. Yes, it's quite pathetic. We're trying to balance things out. But I mentioned three situations now, and there's the Tonto DK issue with Churchill. People came and said, oh, now the guy is the offender, she is the victim. If things were reversed, will we be feeling the same way towards the guy and saying, oh, I mentioned the guy who was raped and there was the video recording on Twitter. There was another story of a guy who was beaten in his house, whatever the case.
Real scenario.
There's no, he could, when the guy's trying to now block a woman's punches, he beat him in their living room.
You can see how we are laughing. I think that's also something else. When that kind of thing happens, guys will laugh.
And I think we need to also send a message out to all those clubs that will come and say free drinks for ladies. Why?
Yeah, there's the free admission till 12 midnight or something.
I mean, let's even talk about.
Wait.
No, sorry. I think the one those ones are trying to do is bring more ladies to the club.
Yeah, exactly. Because you know,
Why don't we have
we
more
don't-
men than ladies?
Are we going to be rocking each other?
Yeah, so that's the point. That one,
they rock each other.
No, that one is a marketing strategy.
We see girls dance in clubs and hold themselves.
Yes,
We
now,
don't dance and hold
but Toby,
hands.
Toby, do you know what? Those clubs. Don't try it.
On the second thought,
Let's quickly come to how clubs market these things. You get, if those babes are not there, guys won't come through to the club. Yeah. Now I'm not saying it's the guys that buy all the drinks. So
Yeah, okay.
that should even be something else that we should also talk about. You get, where we assume that it's the only guys that buy all the drinks. But then exactly, yes.
Should we even talk about how it's sort of a taboo for you to ask a woman for a raise, for a loan or something? I mean, people make a big. I would say I'm not ashamed about it. I don't think there's anything wrong.
Or to foot the bill.
Or foot the bill. There are times, I think naturally as the guy, it's the same way if it was with another guy, maybe a younger guy. If for some reason there's a slight difference, I would feel, I'll be obliged to actually, do the honors and take charge. If it was a younger guy or maybe a guy who knew me from secondary school,
Yeah.
like, hey, yo, man, what's good? You get. But then I think there are women who we relate as friends, we maybe work together. What's to say you can't also foot the bill sometimes?
True. My heart is heavy. And I have to just say this now. Now, when you mention ladies to the club, like not even the foot the bill, but I'm taking us back to the club.
Okay.
My issue with that is not the admission, free admission for ladies or free bottles for the ladies. It's the fact that they come, but they still don't dance with the guys.
And they still don't dance.
Yeah, so
but it's a visual thing. Now the guys, even though you're not dancing, guys just like to
I remember our first time together, our first time out together. Ronti, I'm sorry to do this. I remember our first time out together. You at some point dissed Hashim for dancing with another guy. Even though he wasn't, it did look like they were dancing together.
And you see,
but it wasn't a diss.
it was an observation.
You had to mention it.
He was surprised. Like, I didn't know he swung that way.
I don't swing that. You see, that's exactly that's the gist. That's why we're talking about this thing today, and I feel we should talk about it more. Why can't we just...
Two girls are dancing, nobody bats an eye.
Yeah, nobody does anything. Girls peck each other. Nobody says anything. Guys hug each other. Everybody's on Twitter
two
saying,
guys are dancing.
Should we even talk about pedophilia? You're not even allowed to speak well, so to say, about a kid or a young girl, say 4 or 5 years, like, oh my god, you look super beautiful chicks and stuff. You're not even allowed to say that.
You just see the mother just pull her daughter.
Like, hey, she's still young, oh please. Those things sow seeds, and I think this is the reason this is a problem that will persist for a while, because these are seed spirits so in the kids, teachers so in their students, and that's just by reaction to certain situations.
Well, then now you're talking about how girls are raised. I think that conversation has come up a lot, especially recently on social media. That we should not just only talk
not
about
even
how
for the girls, even
for
the guys as well.
I mean, the same way that you are saying, okay, the girls should do it as you are raising them, the guys should also know how to treat the women. You get as they are growing up. So just for balance, of course.
I think I want to have my kids and be able to take my daughters out, the same way I'll take my sons out. Obviously, maybe not to the same places, but I feel like what's good for the goose in this case now, it's equally good.
The picture that popped up on Instagram, I don't know if you guys saw it, about a father and his daughter who recreated their picture. From after. In the spirit of balancing everything out and equality, some things are outright trash. Something that's outright wrong. You don't just do it. Yeah, you might be trying to win. You won't do that. We start to question your thought process. We start to question some things about you. But we've raised some very valid issues: domestic violence, sexual harassment in the workplace, and then socially now, just throwing things, see those lips, see those eyes. Simple comments. R. Kelly was on an interview and she started to prod. She was asking questions that he was uncomfortable with. And he said he's here to promote his music and promote what he's doing now.
Talk about his
and not talk about his personal life. And he was leaving and said, "Thank you very much for this interview. I'm leaving you looking very beautiful." Of everything that she was doing, that she said, he said, the thing she picked out to warn him about was, "Oh, please don't tell me I'm beautiful." I was
ugly now.
I was watching the video.
Yes.
And then if you say you are ugly, you are body shaming. So
exactly.
Where do you draw the line?
And it's not even right to see a girl now and say, "Oh my God, you've put on some weight. You look good."
Never. Yeah.
That's a problem.
Exactly, and I like that you say you look good. Sometimes putting on some weight might look good on some people.
It looks better on a lot of people.
Exactly. But then they feel,
You're body shaming.
Never.
I mean, and if we consider parenting as well, do we think there is more we could do? Because you also think about it. Let's take it to school now. You go to certain departments in school. A faculty like the Faculty of Engineering, you probably find a total of 10 girls out of 100.
I know there's 3 girls in my school. Engineering.
So I don't know. Parents generally, do you think somehow, consciously or unconsciously, parents already just create that line, already draw that line for kids based on their genders?
But I don't think it's parents. I think it's social conditioning. I think it's
that's one. But I'm thinking, is there something parents could actually do?
Exactly. Something they could do to uncondition the minds of their children.
I mean, parents excuse their daughters not being good at mathematics. And say, "Oh, you're a girl. It's understandable."
And then you get
just
to
be good at
department
food and
and there's
nutrition.
only one girl there.
I'll tell you guys funny story before we go on a break. So I did my first SSC, and this is, I don't know why.
How many did you do?
Just 2.
Wait, is that first?
No, first and
just
second.
2.
Just 2.
Okay, 2. Okay.
Yeah. I did my first SSC. I didn't pass. The only subject I passed, like I really passed, was food and nutrition.
Officially, I'm wiping you that you were a foodie.
Please, can we go on a music break now?
Officially.
No, but even I was surprised, but it wasn't. I'm my mother's first. I'm the first child of the house. I'm the first son. So it's almost as if and I was always at home with my mom, cooking, learning 1 or 2 things. Food and nutrition practicals came. I passed it. And all the other subjects. So it was just weird. Like now that I mentioned, you let a girl slide if she doesn't really do well in math, and you flog the guy or the male child because you're expecting him to be excellent at certain
I think that's
technical.
That's now about rules. Now you get the stereotyping rules. Yeah, basically that's what we'll talk about when we come back.
Okay, when we come back, guys, now if we play the devil's advocate real quick, I'm gonna try to twist it and see also from the men's angle now if there are things we could do differently as well, and if there are things that have existed for a very long time, even before we came about, that have been going on as well up until now and have even gotten worse over time. All of that and more, of course, when the barbershop returns to come to the music right now. Here's Rick David doing You Know What. We'll be right back after.
This is where it all goes down.
Holding it down.
This is the Barbershop.
Okay, we're still in the shop. The 3 barbers are still in the shop. Ron T, Toby, and Hashim. Yeah, Hashim with the machine. That's what he uses as his clippers.
Hashim with the machine.
Yeah, that's
what was
his-
Hashim the machine.
Hashim with the machine.
I mean,
Anyone, man, we always
there's Hashim and there's machine.
Filling the space.
Yeah, we don't know what's different. Okay, we're talking well, not gender wars now. We're talking about reversal of roles. Talking about genders as well. Yeah, double standards in the context of gender. And right now we're going to look at reversal of roles. Before we went on that break, on that music break, we were talking about Hashim was telling us something about how he, growing up, he actually learned how to cook. So we know that that's not a role that is set apart for only women. You get that thing. So I think from when you are growing up, you begin to instill, you instill that particular orientation, a particular orientation in your children. That okay, you don't have this role as a woman. We're also talking about how in some departments, especially mathematics department, that you have only about 1 or 2 girls in it. But then they say that doesn't come from them, not liking the subject. It comes from them, the parents letting them slide. Letting them slide when they see that okay, they don't have an interest in the subject. Oh, because you're a girl, okay, you can let it slide that you probably learn something else, like food and nutrition,
home science.
Or home science or something. Yeah.
I'm talking about employment as well, somehow, in some cases, physical strength is considered. Now, do we agree that really men are stronger physically now, naturally, than women? Is that justifiable? Because talk about factory work. Talk about factory work, for instance.
I think it is.
Is it?
I think it is.
I think so. Yeah.
If it is strength,
That's why that's why
it's not a mental thing.
You know what? The funny thing. I think what we're doing now is generalization. It comes down to individual people. Now, if I'm talking about individual, because definitely there are some women that are stronger than men. There are many women that are stronger than you. There are many women that are stronger than me.
Yeah.
So
no,
bros, no try.
no. Tell me about it.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I'll probably play that video for you. So you see.
Yeah, exactly. You get. So what we're doing is just generalization that you get. But when we bring it home, individualism. I mean, definitely there. So I think it depends on the woman that you are talking about.
Okay.
Is your mom stronger than you? Is your sister stronger than you? When you now start picking,
I'll ask
women. Yeah.
In sports, Ronda Rousey, she is a fantastic athlete. She beats everybody. That is a woman in the ring.
Every woman.
But if she comes into the same ring with a guy in the same weight category, do you think she stands a chance? Since we're talking, we're narrowing it down.
Even though first of all, there will be outcry of there is a mismatch.
First,
because
she's a woman, and that's what we're saying.
I think the society expects that she would be weaker, but then let them fight first. You get? Let them fight something.
Let them rock.
Yeah, exactly. Let the fists judge. I think basically that's what it should be. You get? Let actions judge. Whether somebody is stronger than someone. Don't just assume. Since we are talking about equality and we are aspiring to equality. Yes, let them judge. Let them work together. Okay, now maybe not in the ring. Now you get. We're talking about a man and a woman. Okay, who is stronger? We're talking about and physical labor as well, menial labor. We find a lot of women who actually do it. It's very laborers, daily laborers who work at building sites. You find a lot of women who do that work, which some men cannot do. So I mean, I think it comes down to individual men and individual women. We cannot generalize when it comes to physical strength, and I'm sure also mental strength as well.
Yeah, but they say that if you can get 70% from a sample, it is safe to generalize because.
And that's sample. But we don't have a sample.
So we don't have, because of the numbers in the world, we cannot get 70% of men, but we can generalize from what has been said before us. So we go to factories, we go to sites, we most likely see men there, not because there are not women who can do the job, but probably they feel that's it's too masculine for me, and then I'll build muscles and I'm not ready to build muscles, so they just recline and just stay and go to do something else, probably in an office or and then people say, in the media as well, you tend to see more women in the media or in entertainment trying to make a name for themselves than men, because it's a how you look, or it's a how you look industry. If you look the part, you fit the part, and women almost always look the part. Yeah, so I'm just saying. So if we're generalizing, we can generalize from the different angles, not necessarily saying, there are definitely all men. No, of course not. There are some women that are stronger than their husbands, but because of their understanding of submission, they'll just
But can all of this be the reason why in sports, they're never matched together,
in sports,
in football, where a female club playing a male club. I mean,
Super Eagles play Super Falcons,
or play the female team of another country. Would that be the reason for that match? Would that be the main reason for matching? For not matching, especially in sports.
Like you mentioned, sometime last year, after an event in tennis, Novak Djokovic, at the time he was world number one, he spoke about how it was unfair because in all 4 Grand Slams, talk about Wimbledon, the French Open, the Australian Open, all of them, the US Open as well, the prize money for the men is the same as for the women, and in some Masters events as well. I think Miami Open as well as the Indian Wells, prize money is the same. Think about it. He complained about it, talking about, and he made some valid points. He mentioned ticket sales. I mean,
like it should be fair based on who attracts more viewers, sells more tickets, and really there's no, I mean, it goes without saying, the men obviously generate more money. Also think about it, in those major Grand Slams, the men go as far as playing 3 sets per game. The women play 2 sets per game.
Okay.
Why is that?
Why is that? So I'm thinking, if the prize money is the same, then perhaps the women should also have to stretch themselves a little further.
And
you know,
and not even say that we'll reduce the number of sets that the men will play. I mean, let the women also play. Since let's be equal on all ground, physical, mental, everything. So yes, play the 3 sets that the men are playing. So why are the women not playing 3 sets? You get, those are the kind of questions
there's too many inconsistencies.
Exactly. I'm not even bothered about the pay. I'm bothered about the physical exertion. You get the physical exertion that you expect. That is different that you expect from the man and different that you expect from the woman. Why?
I mean, I'm not a doctor, so I'm going to speak from hearsay, and so I read that our bodies differ in so many ways. Hormones affect women in a different way from how ours affects us. So we can probably stretch ourselves longer, probably more than they can. You do 90 minutes, you see how the male ballers, they're still looking fresh. You watch female football, if you get a chance, 45 minutes. You see how by the second half, it almost looks like you've been beating them most of the time. I'm one team is spent.
So scientifically now, you get drawing inference from that fact now. Doesn't it just mean that the men are actually stronger?
Okay, maybe.
Yes, and they are the weaker sex. But then when you say that they never want to.
I was going to tie to the beginning of our conversation. So people would say maybe that is where the argument started, that women are scientifically proven to be the weaker sex. So anything the man does the woman should be spoken for, and everything the woman does, the man should speak for himself. In
the privacy of his own bedroom.
And that's how we started, about women speaking out for other women, and the man, because he is the stronger sex, well, let him speak for himself, or let his guys speak for him.
If anybody will attempt to, because the women will still come back and watch you. I don't know. There are so many inconsistencies, even in the term itself. You say, gender equality.
That already says there's a problem.
That's already
there's inequality.
So you don't. For example, if you want to really do it, you people have said the best thing. In tennis, play 3 straight, 3 sets. Do it in golf. Do it the same way the guys do it. Let us know in basketball.
Then we can actually talk about maybe men and women coming together
to having united events.
Because I'm sure some women would want to tell you, there's so many feminists out there right now. Every small opportunity, they want to prove a point, and they would want to tell you, the woman is just as strong as the woman that they believe Serena could beat some of the men, tennis players. But I think
there's a chance.
There's a chance. Really, truly, I believe there's a chance, But then, so imagine if we wanted to have, say, maybe an exhibition match like that. Do we play 2 sets or 3 sets?
2.5.
I bet you will play 2 sets because the women play 2 sets.
Actually. So bring us to their own
endurance level.
Which begs the question: is it really a man's world?
I don't know, man.
If you think about it, because if anything happens, no matter how small, happens to a woman, everybody jumps on it.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton was the poster child for this is what we men are standing. Even though we've already had female presidents. But she was the poster child, and everybody say, the man, he's using his, manist. They said so many things. That's a different conversation for another day. But using that as a point of, what's the word now? Inference or
arguments.
Yeah. Would you now say, is it like if you think about, is the world really a man's world? Because everything seems to favor, so to say. People's speaker is for the women. When you hear cancer, the first thing that comes to mind is breast cancer. When you just hear it, there's some things that have been imprinted in you. You just automatically start to react a certain way. Say no to rape. You just picture a woman. That's it. You forget that guys get raped too. Domestic abuse, verbal abuse. You forget that guys receive these things too, and then even financial abuse, sexual abuse. These things happen, but no. Once it comes up,
once again, we have to say it again. We have to reiterate it that we're not against women. Because of what I'm going to say. Yeah, we're not against women.
I love women.
We love. If you know us, you know that we
love women.
Yeah,
more than you love men. You are part of the problem.
Do you love men? Do you love men? No, I'm asking you. Since you said, brother, you love
true love.
You know what? No, I think I get what you're saying. Just as much as you love men, you get love everybody equally. Now that going to bring it to what.
And then of course you have the woman that you love more than every other woman.
Of course,
you can't have that man. It's wrong to have that man.
It could be your father or somebody now. It could be. You could have some man. It doesn't have to be sexually now. It doesn't have to be sexually.
Sure.
Anyway, bring me to what I'm going to say that I think that's one of the main problems I have with this gender equality thing. Because do you know there are a lot of the women now? I'm sorry that that we have to make, but we know that their voices are louder when it comes to gender equality. They are fighting for gender equality. Do you know there are many other kinds of equality that suffer a lot of inequality? You get that you people never speak. You people never speak about. That's why I said that this equality they should probably not have that prefix of gender equality. It should just be equality. Human equality, humanity. You get. Let's talk about humanity. I mean, there's the inequality of the disabled. You get against the able-bodied people. There's the inequality of the poor people against the rich. You guys are not speaking. You guys don't speak out against this thing. You get. They are very, very. There's class imbalance. You get social class imbalance. There's educational, class imbalance that people don't speak about. There's even ordinary, even higher education, polytechnics against universities. There's a lot of inequality. So let's just talk about humanity, being human, humanism, and let everybody be equal. Let's leave gender equality out of it. I mean, that's not the most important kind of.
So you think maybe if it can be tackled from
the roots, exactly, from the bigger picture of everybody being equal, then definitely the man and the woman would be equal.
But talking gender, so many other things make it quite difficult. Let's even bring it home now and make light of the situation. You're allowed to have, a guy who somehow, and I'm very sorry, but I've changed my ways. But if I came now and I'm going, that bit, I've been with her in the past, and then the second bit walks past, that one, and then suddenly you're like, but then it's not the same with the women. They are judged instantly.
Instantly tagged.
You remember I said I was going to play devil's advocate and flip the script. We've gone on about how women get away with love, but I think we also get away with quite a lot. Now,
I think a lot more even.
A lot more maybe.
No, sorry, guys. Get away with a lot more. Apart from this, give me another, because when you say a lot more,
there are actually a lot of other situations.
When you say a lot,
men get away.
There was a research that was carried out, I can't remember by who, it was last year, and they found out that women in careers now, this is career men, career women, the women are more, let's say, more upwardly mobile than men are in Nigeria. So that's in itself first. A lot of men will feel slighted by it. Like, I'm supposed to be the breadwinner, I'm supposed to be the provider, but the system has balanced it such that let your work speak for you. So many women are doing great things, and we mentioned this, and they are being celebrated for it, and they are being elevated not because they are women now, but because they qualify for that post over their male counterparts. Very simple, we understand it, we accept it. We come to the case of some things you just never really understand. We talk about upbringing. This issue of how we praise guys and say, this guy's a don, man. Imagine Whiskey. If Whiskey came out and said, I don't know how many women I've been with in my life, if he said so. And if someone like, say, Sheishi or Tiwa Savage, just saying, says, I don't know how many men I've been with in my life. There is just something that just ticks in your head. Not because nobody really taught you to think that way, but something just goes off because the society itself by itself has created that imbalance in that part. So when you say men get away with a lot of
them, when you think about it, I'm trying to think about it. first of all, we have the matter of polygamy not being a crime, but we have bigamy. Bigamy is actually a crime in many countries. I'm not very sure about Nigeria, but that's a woman now. You get married, but then polygamy is actually is allowed. So a man can marry. There are even some parts of somebody was telling me, someone that comes from the southeast was telling me about some parts of the southeast where the man is allowed to, of course, definitely marry more than one wife, but if the woman tries it, she actually go mad. So that one is, so there's tradition. There are a lot of things in tradition, a lot of things in even in basic society that the man gets away with. The man will get away with. We know what happens in markets where men get away with touching the bum of some woman, or just touching her very, very inappropriately. They get away with that. Nothing happens to them.
No, I think sorry. I think women get away with that more than men do.
Yeah, because women get away with that more.
We just come touch you, play with your chest. You dare not.
I can imagine that you would maybe be wherever, maybe school, maybe work, and then there's a woman, and then she comes and she just rubs your chest and goes, and you're like, I'll touch you back. The reaction, obviously for, clear reasons, but then, why not? If you can, why can't I?
I used to say this thing jokingly to my female friends, and I say, whatever you do to me, expect me to do it back to you, because
that's fair.
It's just being fair. Especially in this world we're in now, equality. Yeah, it's fine. So if you touch me, be careful when you touch me, because you might get touched back. That just scares them.
Yeah, I think it has to do in particular situations actually. In particular situations where I think it just has to do with there are some situations where actually you find out that a man will get away with something that a woman wouldn't get away with.
Let's talk about habits, for instance.
I've seen men get away with
say smoking. Let's talk about a habit like smoking.
Okay.
Somehow it's just generally accepted that, or generally believed that men are the ones, bad men or whatever, are the ones allowed to smoke. It's different when you see a woman smoking and then you suddenly think, hey, who is our father?
Probably call her.
And I'm thinking, are you criticizing based on smoking is bad, or smoking is bad for
women?
What do you guys think about women who speak pidgin English?
No problems at all with that. I believe it's widely acceptable.
There are parts of Nigeria where that's what they speak. When they speak, that's their own.
That's
English.
That's something else people judge in. That's something else.
No, I think that's this part of the country. I think it's this part of the country. Of course, definitely, there are the parts of the country where that is their language.
And maybe not just this part. I wouldn't just want to say this part. I would want to say the parts of the country where we have some level of exposure.
Of course, not this part alone. As in now, I'm just removing it from the part where
which comes down to that class balance that you mentioned.
So some things are just set in stone. A lot of things aren't, but some things are. Like for me, if we meet on first dates, we banter in pidgin. I don't expect it to be deep. I just expect it to be surface level, so we know that we can switch back quickly to proper English. That way my English is not affected. But when I see that that's your main, and it's more thing, this guy, and you start saying words that I've never heard before, I look like
that comes down to background.
Maybe you just need to update yourself.
Exactly.
I don't want that kind of update.
If you meet, as everybody knows, if you meet a worried girl, and she knows that you two are a guy, she knows that of course maybe you're not her lecturer or something, that she has to, she's obligated to speak English. You guys will have a conversation in pidgin, in WAF pidgin.
Will you consider her as a wife material? I'm just on this, like we're being honest. Will you consider her wife?
As we're communicating now, I understand understand her language, she understands my language. It's a language thing. It's just like, are you now saying that if you speak Edo now, you meet someone that that speaks Edo now, you now judge her based on that?
Edo is cultural background. The Benin language, the Yoruba language, the Igbo language, the Benin language.
So I'm just using it as an example. I'm not saying I'm just using it as an example. Then
exactly.
You're talking about language.
Exactly.
Pidgin is also
as people have gone to school and said, okay, this pidgin English would not get you into certain places, so we need to drop it. Even comedians nowadays are trying to switch their jokes so that they sound more professional. But pidgin English, we were talking about language the other day when I mentioned Migos, and you said Ebonics in the United States. But President Obama, when he was president, then President Obama, will not do Ebonics because he has, whether he does it
That was
in
an
private.
upbringing thing. That
So,
was
okay, so-
that's an inherent the environment. The environment where he grew up definitely was different from, it's different from where even if he grew up where Migos grew up, because he grew up in Chicago as well, even if he grew up there. From there he went to Harvard. You get so backgrounds change, for people like that.
Good.
Migos didn't go to any Harvard.
Fantastic.
You understand? So that's the environment.
Oh, he didn't. I thought he did.
Migos, the whole of them,
All three of them. All three.
didn't go anywhere near the gates or.
Bingo. Anyways.
So yeah, it's a background. It's a background thing basically. Even
So
this
you
same,
will marry a babe.
yeah, even this same wacky babes that you're talking about. The ones that are educated, that are very educated, probably went to school in the US something. They come back, they can speak very good English, but they still have, because they grew up in Warri.
Let me
They
rephrase
still
my
have
question.
that deep.
Let me rephrase my question. Somebody who doesn't have, since you said we're talking about communication, and pidgin is another thing, guys. Yeah, now that we're mentioning, guys get away with it because we bounce. Hey, how far? How you do? I will just relate. It's a normal, but at least I give my own exception. Once she starts to go deep, then I know there's an issue. You are not. Listen, you're not exposed, and you go to Warri or you go to Benin. At least Benin. I'm from Benin, so you can't say I'm from Benin. You go to Benin. Average Benin babe likes you. She's feeling you. But you cannot speak in proper English to save her life. She's fine. Would you say because we communicate, bro? I'll bring her to Toby, show Toby.
No, I thought what you were saying now, because she's speaking pidgin. Now you're talking about she cannot speak.
Okay, that's different.
Exactly. Yeah, that's different
okay,
now.
this is what I mentioned. Even guys who cannot speak proper English, they still get away. They're like, oh, if you go to a new town, you almost assume that if you don't know the language, speak pidgin, right? First, so that you can break the language barrier. And then when you realize, there are only few people who actually understand the English pidgin. You have to speak maybe their language, so you have to find a translator. But in a place like maybe Lagos or Ibadan that is opening up, you now see people, mainly the guys. The women stick to Yoruba, the local language. And it's understandable, they're okay with it. The guys speak pidgin and nobody said anything, nobody says anything. But the women, so what we're talking about, that's why I brought this up. Lost language is it's a means of communication. We talk a lot. So if I meet somebody, this is just me saying now, if I meet somebody, we speak pidgin, we can relate. But I know that you're educated, we can have a very civilized conversation, we're fine. If you're my woman, and I notice that your pidgin English speaking is becoming more than your proper English, I'll call you out.
But she can speak.
I'll call you out, yeah. Because I wouldn't want to raise my kids, going back to upbringing, we talked about what parents can do. I wouldn't want to raise my kids. My parents did it in that environment where they feel, pidgin English is fine. There are things that are better said or explained or expressed in pidgin English. Then let me just use pidgin English. No, it's not happening in my house. So that's why I'm saying pidgin English. Will it be a yay or nay? And I don't know. I hope I've not over-talked.
I think it depends. Because
but it's not about the way we're talking about. The leeway.
No, I hope when you are saying your hopes, you hope you have.
I hope I have. Because I'm very passionate about this part. Forgive, yeah, good. Let's gist. On Twitter and it's fine. Slide into the DM and you send me pidgin DM. Babe, how far now?
yeah, that could be. It's also a cultural thing, I think. I mean, the way I would react, I imagine the way I would react if I was in the situation would be different from the way the average guy who on his own self normally just speaks pidgin. He might probably be excited and think, oh,
my person,
area. And then
we'll be very comfortable with it and be like,
but still getting back to these inconsistencies that we have as well. To talk about roles, let's talk about roles for instance. We've talked habits, let's talk roles now. There are certain roles that when a man cooks, they call him hot. But a woman who cooks domestic, it's expected. I mean, if I'm in the house, if say I'm a married man, I'm in the house with my wife, obviously I should never have to worry about sweeping the house, but really should I not?
we said when we talk about roles, the stereotyping.
I think we've picked up different things over the years growing up. Where these roles, have been there. From when you're young, that your mom is the one that does all the cleaning in the house and stuff. But remember, we're also getting into this is a generation now where you have more women actually going to school, more women going for master's degrees, more women going for PhD degrees as well, more women working also, white collar jobs and all this stuff. So should that actually change? We wouldn't be talking about the house husband today,
Yeah.
But there's that as well, where they just think if there should be any house spouse, it should be the woman, But somehow
I think we're having more house husbands these days.
We're having more house husbands these days.
We're having more house husbands. But then the problem with the house husbands, the conversations that I've been seeing here and there are, okay, as a house husband, what are the chores that you should you do all the chores that your housewife?
I think it's simple. You wake up in the morning, madam, what can I do today?
But you get, so what the women were trying to prove was that, fam, there's no reason. You're a house husband, you do what the housewife does, and it's just fair. Yeah, I think it's just fair. Like the woman is going out,
to do what the man would
exactly.
have,
I won't even say what the man would have done. Since we're talking about stereotyping roles, I'll just say she's going out to bring the money in.
Okay.
Now you get so. You're the one staying at home. It's not like you can't find work or anything, but then you are the house husband. You guys have agreed in your your house husband.
Yeah.
So yes, do all the chores. You don't expect the person who has gone out, to get money to come back and now because she's a woman.
True.
Yeah. So it's the title that you have taken.
But now let's even
take on the chores
I think
as well.
when you talk about that, yes, logically the roles have to be reversed, but culturally and
exactly,
according to society.
they will now come.
But now let's even talk about a situation where the woman and the man, they both have jobs. They both go to work. Should the man start, and let's say, okay, it's the type of young family where you don't want a maid, or maybe you have a daughter, or son, so you don't want to open them up to, strangers and stuff, and you decide no maids, no house helps and stuff. At that point, you have the man working, you have the woman working as well. Do you share the roles? Or do you just expect the woman to still go ahead and be the one to cook, be the one to run your water in the morning, maybe, and stuff like that? When both of you actually have work to do.
Yeah. No, I think it should be shared. That's what easy for us to say. But then when it comes down, when the situation, when the chips are down, when it comes down to it, you find out that at the end of the day, it's the woman that's actually doing more of the work than the man. The man is not more of the housework now.
Okay, hold our thoughts. We need to go on a break. We'll be back with more. We have 17 minutes before 10 o'clock. It's still the Barbershop. Ronti, Toby, and Hashim in the building. Enjoy some music and keep it locked right here.
Of course, up next, the local line by Drummers here.
Yeah, drummers.
We'll be right back on the Barbershop.
LR 106, your lifestyle radio.
Wow.
Alright, we're still on the Barbershop. Toby, Ronti, and Hashim, the machine in the building. And we have been talking about equality, gender equality, some misconceptions. We're talking basically about so many things today on the show. And if you just joined the show, well, you might have missed a lot, because in about a minute or so, we'll be going to our ball cuts. Not before we say our final words on the matter.
Yeah, put this to bed.
Yeah. I'll say this will be my final words on this matter. Should T-Boss be flogged as much as, say, Kemen was flogged for her comments? Yes, she should.
Yes, she should.
Yes, she should. It was wrong.
Unanimously.
Yeah.
We agree.
That's why I put a pin on it. Also, sorry, forgive me. Also, many things I said may have sounded one way, but I love my women. My women love me. We love each other. I love my men too. My men love me. I love everybody. So it's a case of let's try and even the score if we are dishing on whatever it is.
Love y'all equally.
That's it.
Yeah, but of course, it's been a fun topic to talk about today. But I guess if we decided to go on, we'll just keep going on and on and on about it. There's too many inconsistencies.
Maybe we'll pick some issues on other days and narrow it down. Yeah.
Of course. But hope you enjoyed that part of the show. We're moving into the final segment of the show, the very exciting part of the show, another exciting part of the show actually, and it's time for the ball cuts now on the barbershop. So stick around, sit back, don't go nowhere. We'll be right back with ball cuts. Interesting nominees we've got today on the show, and interesting nominations as well on Twitter. Hey. But yeah, ball cuts will return.
You can still send theirs, yeah?
Yeah, you can still send in, of course, at Lead Radio 1063, Facebook.com/Lead Radio 1063 as well for more nominations, of course, whoever you think is well deserving of a ball cuts on the show today. We'll be right back after this.
This is where it all goes down. This is the Barbershop.
Sorry, that was just me stunting. Yeah, welcome to the ball cuts on the barbershop with the barbers Ronti, Hashim, and Toby. And let's get straight into it. And starting with Twitter, let's quickly just start with one contribution from Twitter. And hey, Ronti.
Okay, this one is from @Victor_Adetoye. Well, he says, please give Toby a ball cut. Well, Toby had said in the beginning of the show that he actually needed a cut. So yeah, thank you very much, Victor.
Fresh one.
He says for saying that Totti is the best player in terms of loyalty to one club. Then he goes on to say, Toby said this on the dugout, that's on Sports 180, not considering Ryan Giggs, who played all his career. Toby, defend yourself.
Well, thank you very much for that one.
Totti, Ryan Giggs.
If you paid attention very well, like I expected you to, and like I expect you to moving forward, I did mention that when you want to talk about loyalty in present day football, I mean, Ryan Giggs retired how many years ago? But big shout out to you. Of course, Totti played 783 games. Ryan Giggs, over 900 games for Manchester United. So clearly the difference. But I was actually talking about, Totti's actually retiring at the end of the season.
So he's
at the age of 40 as well. So he's been around for a while. But I was actually just talking about present day football. Yes, I mean credit to players like Paolo Maldini, Ryan Giggs, and all the rest of them. I mean, so many of them. I'm not saying Totti is the best example. I said in present day football for younger players, they should look up to players. Like if there's any player they want to look up to, it should be Totti for talking loyalty. I mean, it's been at AS Roma all his life, and
but then, sorry, quickly, just on that note, is that really profitable? Is it profitable? That is the word now, to stay in one club.
Not quite.
Not financially, even for your career, as well. Just stay put in one
if
club.
That's all your career is going to have, yeah,
maybe.
If that,
for someone like Totti, different strokes for different folks really on this matter. For someone like Ryan Giggs, for instance, I don't think he really. He could have said, I don't have any reason to leave Manchester United. I'll just remain here because United were actually winning trophies. Talk about the dominance in the 90s into the 2000s as well. But for Roma and AS Totti, for instance, has only one league title and 2 cup titles, all in 24 years of playing football. You get so it depends. But for him that could also be a real test of loyalty when you're with a team. Talk about Arsene Wenger, for instance. You're with a team that's not doing so well. For years you're not winning things, but you choose to stay there. So that maybe. So for different people, we have different reasons for playing the game. For Francesco Totti, for instance, local boy, local lad for sure. So playing for his local team would have given him some sense of pride, I'm guessing. So thank you very much. Shout out to you,
Victor Adetoye.
Big shout out to you.
Yeah, that's anybody else that is listening. That's the best way to send in your ball cup nominee at Lead Radio 1063 on Twitter. And in case you don't do Twitter, Facebook.com/Lead Radio 1063. Send in your ball cup nominees. You can keep them sending throughout the week. You
Hashtag Barbershop.
Barbershop, so we can find it and we'll read them on Thursdays 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. every Thursday.
I saw this recently. Jesse Williams. Most of you would remember him from Grey's Anatomy. Some of you remember him from his legendary speech after collecting his award at the BET Awards 2016. And some of you remember him as that fine guy who's half caste, who features sometimes the NBA matches. I don't know, wherever it is you remember him from. Jesse Williams has been married actually for like 5 years, and allegedly, reports just surfaced that this January, he filed for divorce from his wife for 5 years. They have 2 kids together. For over a year, he has been dating Minka Kelly. Now, they've been seeing them together. The rumors as to when it started, surfaced, but for over a year, while he was still married, and while he was the poster child for the new black Hollywood and what a good man is, this is why he's getting his bald cut. He was the poster child for a good man. He was good black man, exactly. He was right there, making Kelly.
And I don't think I've heard, the same black women who put him up there. I don't think I've heard their outcry yet, come out and pull him.
Just wait.
Because I remember, the time of his speech, everybody, was on it. I'm like, this is Jesse Williams, it was like, we knew I have a dream. It was like,
almost exactly, have a dream, or yes, we can. So, and now you're hearing that. So he's getting a ball cut from me for that. It's not, especially because there's a family involved, the kids are involved, and you're a celebrity. Either ways, you are put on the pedestal that whether you wanted it or not, you're a guy, but at least just be nice to leave that. If you've been painting yourself as nice, continue the picture. Don't let it turn out to be a facade. Now, what all the guys who looked up to you will just feel betrayed. If he can do it, I might as well can, and that's not really. So you get a bald cut for that for a year. Be doing it behind your wife for a year. Brother, no man.
Well, I think I'm happy with that one because with the whole noise that came with his speech.
That's why I picked this up.
Really, what has he said that many of the black leaders a lot of them haven't said. I think it was because of the platform that he had, the BET Awards platform that he had to make that particular statement. Anyway, ball cut, Round T is nominated for ball cut. It's a group of people, very large group of people, also black as well. Is the black community on Twitter. I've been very
black Twitter.
Black Twitter. Right. That's of course when I say black Twitter, it's not
Nigerian. We don't qualify for black Twitter.
There's this particular trend that has been going on that kind of came to a head, this weekend. There's something that they do. It's almost kind of like inverted racism. That's basically what it is. And one of my friends was arguing with me that a black person cannot be racist to a white person. I'm like, because the white person invented racism. No, nobody invented racism. You get racism is a word. Racism is racism. Whether it's black against yellow or anybody. When you even check the dictionary, subjugation of one race, over another. So it doesn't say black or white.
Black,
so what they have been doing, even though we know that you people have suffered, this racism thing, forever, but it's not the thing now for you to now, to do what was it now, as in like counter action, like counteracting measure. That's not the thing now. There's some poets, Imam Baraka, that talked about kill them with love. That's very important. It's part of what Martin Luther King was preaching as well. Let's all just love. So there's this thing that they do now. They'll put pictures of things that white people do, just like that picture I talked about the guy, the before and after. These are the kind of things that white people do that that'll make you not like white people. You get a lot of those pictures keep coming on and on, and you don't see. And now the thing is that if a white person should put pictures up of black people and start saying that they will everybody will come. There'll be a wave against that person. But then a black person does that and gets a lot of tweets, everybody laughs at it. I'm like, no. This is not wrong. This is not how to counter racism at all.
One very good word, of course.
Can I give one more, please? I just remembered something. Ryan Seacrest. Will you take all the jobs in the world? This is not in the same category as all the other people that will get, bald cuts today, but just because it's almost as if everywhere you turn, well, it's become the ubiquitous nominee for anything in Hollywood. He's a producer, he's a multi-millionaire, he's the new co-host for a daily morning show, live with Kelly and Ryan. How many things will he do? He's still doing his radio show, he's still doing his live at the red carpet, how many things? This is not more than hard work. This is now taking, someone now said on Twitter that, whites be complaining that immigrants taking their jobs when it's really Ryan Seacrest taking all the job of everybody. And we laughed about it, but how many things will you do? So maybe we just for today, I just give you the ball cut. Because chill a little. And his scandal, there's nothing really entertaining. He's an entertainment personality that's really not entertaining. I don't know if that makes any sense.
It was scandal,
or something. Just have it. He doesn't even have it. What is his life? There's no life to Ryan Seacrest. If he's not shooting one thing, he's recording something, or being host of one idol something. So there's really no life. Every other person who he has worked with, he wants to uncover his story. He has no story. You don't, bro. Get married, come out of the closet, do something. It may not even be a scandal. People will just be happy that there is something extra apart from keeping up with the Kardashians, to attach your name to.
Well, there you have it. Of course, Ryan Seacrest not necessarily getting the ball cut today, but that was worth a mention, most definitely. But yes, there you have it, the ball cut. Of course, you had fresh cuts as well, and the main topic where we talked about, double standards now in the gender context and all of the inconsistencies as far as habits and roles are concerned. And hope you enjoyed that one. Hope you learned something as well, and hope that together we'll be able to fight this, we'll call it a scourge now, Waterloo. It's a problem we've had for a while that definitely needs sorting out. So hopefully we can all join hands together in the fight. And just like Monty said, look at it as well from the humanity angle. As well.
Everybody equal.
Everybody equal, not just the man is equal to the woman. Everyone is equal. Obviously, we've got lots of challenges right now, especially on this side of the world as well. You talked about the class, the difference in classes from rich and poor. Everything as well. So we just have to call it a wrap on the show now. And of course, the Barbershop will return next week, Thursday, 8 to 10, yet again with the barbers, Tony, Hashim, and Ronti.
Yeah. I'll say this.
Say
drum rolls, please.
Say it already.
This thing that's
T-Boss get a bald cut. That thing you said, T-Boss get a bald cut.
Yeah, with comments and blade.
And blade, yeah.
No clippers.
And while she's at it, she probably get that nose ring, that the bull ring.
So we're gonna get our apprentice barbers on the other end to know this one.
Alright, from me, have yourselves a great night. But remember how we do it. There are 3 guys on the show. Oh, sorry. Don't forget, it's 2 hours also.
Yeah, of course. One show, by the way. Well, we've got Health Sanity Zero Chill. Yes, the Barbershop will return next week, Thursday, 8 to 10 with the barbers, Roti, Hashim, and Toby. We could have something special for you this time next Thursday. So keep it 106.3. Handing you over now to Daniel for the takeover. Out to take over. We'll be right back, guys. Enjoy the music.
Lead Radio, your lifestyle radio.